Lords and ladies, welcome back to MyStreet 5 years later with your host, Jacob Butter. The human this time, because I've been using there's a new VTuber for the past couple of streams, which you won't have seen if you're on Twitch at the moment, but you will have seen by the time this comes out, probably way more so. It all depends. And I have the person here that I've got to thank for that still, Ghosty, as okay, probably getting second billing here. I didn't realize I was still in this formation from before.
No, it's okay. This works. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I brought this. I was in this format because I thought, oh well, maybe Ed and I are going to record that editor advert on
No.
here, but no, he didn't. That wasn't the plan at all. So yeah,
How
never
did I
mind.
know that wasn't the plan?
Well, I thought just in case. I'm not even sure what that entailed really, because I thought we were gonna like spend time like working on a script or something. No, that's no, that's not it. Oh well, doesn't matter. We're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about this, which I am definitely going to be putting on the regular screen now. There we go.
Enough bootleg aphmau content. Let's watch the regular aphmau content.
Exactly. Which some might argue has been butchered just as much, but nope, still not as much. It might have been butchered, but there's nothing that's going to top what we watched yesterday.
I
Apart from more from the same person we watched yesterday.
goody, can't wait to get to the rest of the series with you, Jacob.
Ah, yes. And well, I mean, this here could very well signify a dry spell in terms of aphmau streams in the first place, because we're about to enter basically a month and a half long gap between this and the next release of anything MyStreet related. Plus 5 years.
It's gonna fill in the gap, all right.
Yeah, I am going to need to do something about that, but I'll announce more about that at the end of the stream. So there we go. Which actually, wait a minute, I just realized I was going to say stay tuned for that, but now thinking about it, by the time this comes out, that might be public knowledge anyway. I have no
Like,
idea how this is going to work.
hey, Jacob, I'm
Yeah.
gonna pitch this idea to you. Why don't on your channel every once in a while we just do like story writing or podcast streams for the month of not aphmauint?
I mean, well, I guess, but I also do have Pixel Month to consider. I need
Oh,
to have,
right.
yeah, I need to have talks with some people about that, because that's been going on too. Oh well, I'll work it out. Maybe we'll like a grand return for Af May or something.
Like, I can say one thing, I probably probably won't be doing more editing streams.
Oh,
I I didn't get any editing done. I just talked the whole time.
okay. Yes, there is that. Yeah, okay, I can understand that.
Like, we can still like have streams and talk about stuff while we're doing other things. Just I'm probably not going to be the one doing the editing because I can't do two things at once. My brain can only focus on one solitary path at a time.
I mean, I always find it. I always find editing when I'm calling somebody else. There's always a risk where I'm just going to end up being either distracted by what the person is saying or that person is in the video itself. I put a ban on Aiden talking to me during whenever I'm editing audio because he keeps trying to call me when that's happening. It's like no, like you're in most of the stuff that I'm editing audio for. I don't want to hear your voice over the top of your voice.
Like, meanwhile, I have the opposite problem where I just start editing. I get this blank look on my face and I just tune everybody out. Except for what I'm working on.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, for that, yeah. I guess that's why it's good to have other people there for the sake of commentary. Maybe if we bring on a third person. Oh well. Other plans. I don't even know if the same people are going to be involved in Pixel Month this year, considering everyone is now super busy with their own stuff. So I might have to diversify the roster again. We'll see. But either way, all of those announcements, I have a plan for something to do with aphmau that might be going on at the same time as this, or we'll just be waiting until later.
Also, speaking of later, this is off topic sort of. But Jacob, Tomorrow, when you work on the thing, I'm going to grab you.
Okay.
It might be fun to sit in while you're making the intro music. I've never actually made an actual music before, and I wanna see how that works.
Well, I'm not exactly a composer, so that's that. So yeah, usually what I end up doing is I'm mostly focused on like the lyrics and the structure of that, and then the mixing of it together. The making of the actual music has always been a dry spot for me. Although who knows, maybe this could be the first time to try that out. I don't know. At the
Eek.
risk of jeopardizing your thing. Well, if I get enough space on my computer to even install another program in the first place, I've ran out of storage after VUP.
Yeah, I know.
Which incidentally, what have you done? I've been looking into VUP, and it's so fascinating and interesting what you can do with this thing. I feel like I haven't been this inspired about a different product or program since I was introduced to Gacha.
I've introduced you to a world of torture.
I mean, yeah, like honestly, like the thing is that you can actually like create scenes and stuff in there. So it's like, what if there is the possibility that without the even I'm using like the animations that are in there, you just use different models and splice those together from the same scene from different angles in a 3D environment, and actually create an entire show based on that. So yeah, that thought just hit me today while watching tutorials. So yeah, that's gonna be fun to process at some point.
By the way, speaking of last stream, just briefly, you know the picture of the 1OC you told me to send to Emily? You know, the neon vomit?
Oh yes,
Emily has not replied.
yeah. I don't know. I haven't heard from Emily in a while, so we'll see. The more time passes, the less context there'll be for that, so the funnier it will be anyway. So I guess we can just wait and find out. But oh well, people have done enough waiting for this, the finale of Falcon Claw University. Where I
Finally, we
guess,
have to stop watching this.
yeah, what like you've like swung right back around to the same to almost the same mentality you had at the beginning, except for now it is out of dissatisfaction for what you were used to enjoy rather than the satisfaction thing that you missed out on in the first place. Okay. Either way, let's
Like, yeah, I didn't watch it the first time, so throughout this whole season rewatch, you've just been getting my raw reaction, and it's like, why are there two different antagonists running at the same time? aphmau, you crazy woman, what are you doing?
well, this is the first and last time that they properly collide in an episode because haven't really shared much spotlight with each other until now. So without further ado, on with the review.
Wait, no,
I knew it. He looked both ways. He did the thing. I
he
was
did
about to
the
be like,
thing.
yeah.
Also, I just thought of with Derek, we have three antagonists. Three
I mean,
antagonists, one season.
yeah. That's true. Yeah.
What? This season is crowded. It's overcrowded.
Hmm.
Who's there?
Now you can hear
Xavier,
something.
if that's you, I swear!
I actually like this shot.
Going back into first person.
Huh?
You might want to look behind you. Oh, there we go.
Hey, Aaron.
Oh god, wait a minute. Okay. So I knew that this was coming in this episode. I didn't realize it was going to be
Immediate.
literally the first scene.
Yes, they're like, I could have guessed after she left, her friends to sulk last episode that she was gonna pull something creepy.
Yes, but the first scene.
Oh, Kathy. It's only you.
What do you mean, only me?
And this is the first. Yeah, again, she's. I know that I've said before that she's snapped a couple of times, but maybe considering like how little time she's been on screen for the past few episodes, it feels like that's like almost been forgotten. So I don't know whether to call like that reaction out of character for her or not at this point.
I thought you were someone else.
It's out of character ish.
Yes, Kathy, he thought you were aphmau hiding in the bushes.
No.
Jenny.
No,
Yes, Kathy, he thought you were Jenny hiding in the Wait, actually, that makes more sense. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, that does make sense.
She told you
Like,
about what
judging
happened.
that her character started off in one direction and switched to another track literally mid-season, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, from one episode to the next.
Didn't she?
Of course she did. Why wouldn't she? I'm her best friend after all.
Just
But you
leave what
did
happened at
ditch
that.
them so you could go be creepy to Aaron.
Yeah, I was gonna say, some best friend.
Okay. I don't want to make this a big ordeal anymore.
Oh, God. Okay.
What the? Let go of me! What's your problem?
Is there a problem anymore?
There are several. I mean, just in his life in general, apart from this here.
Really, the only problems between us have given up on you.
And here we go. Here's the reveal while we have music that does not fit a creepy environment whatsoever, and the revelation is just being sneezed at us rather than... I feel like I've been saying that a lot nowadays. I said it with Lion Gate a bunch of times. Why is that? No. Anyway, yeah, so the
Like,
revelation is...
you said it in the exposition stream, and now it's just, your thing. It's a brainworm.
Yeah, no, I've said it a lot before that, but it is mostly through exposition that I say it. Either way, so yes, it has been sneezed at us, and it feels like that's because at some point the Jess just got bored with this plot line and
But
realized,
she
oh wait,
didn't. She
I
got
need to resolve this for the end of the season, otherwise it's just going to end up following me forever. So we're
she
just
got
gonna
bored with this
first scene
plot.
and then
She got bored with this plot line, but failed to resolve it properly. Probably because she has too many villains in the same season.
honestly, why not just wrap it up after Jenny and Aaron get together, and that's the last straw for Kathy, and she finally shows her true colors, and that because that happens roughly around the same time that Xavier appears in the first place. So like you
Why
swap
not?
out one villain for another. If you're not even going to do a second season, if you are, then brilliant. But if we're
Yeah.
30 episodes, yeah, do it
A
that way.
second season, give aphmau at least an associate's degree in whatever she's studying.
As a Brit, I'm not sure what that entails, but fair enough.
What I'm
That
trying to
works
tell
too.
you, Aaron, is
Okay,
I
okay, here's a little bit of college knowledge for the Brit here. You can go to in America, you can go to college at different lengths of time to get different tiers of degrees. I think you go to college 2 years for an associate's degree.
Okay.
aphmau has only been in college for 1 year, so she technically drops out without a degree.
That's implying she doesn't continue to be there after this episode, which I don't know if is the case or not, but we've got a whole episode before we figure that one out.
you.
Like,
You
I
like
know
me?
I know at one point it's supposed to wrap up into like the big move, which doesn't make sense. Stop.
Oh, we'll get there. We'll get there. That's one of the scenes I do remember.
I don't just like you.
I'm sorry, but I'm not going through this again.
I swear, Aaron, I can make you happier than anyone else.
Ah, good. Here's a list of people to get rid of that doesn't include other love interests. It just includes my father and this one guy that he hired.
I can make you happier than Diana. Jenny.
Wow, Diana got mentioned for the first time since 2/3 the way into the story.
Or even aphmau.
Has
What?
Diana appeared since the beach episode at all?
Nope.
You.
Don't you see? Those three were getting between us. That's why I had to take care of them.
What?
The notes. I had to show them, make them understand through my letters they could never be good enough for you.
Which is why I was so vague during them, but they weren't gonna get it.
You started the rumors? That was you?
All of that work was to keep them away from you.
You're crazy.
This is why I hate yandere plots. Like, they never make any sense. It's like, oh, I can make you happy by making you miserable by isolating you. What?
Crazy about you. Now, you should really happy. Huh?
Oh, okay.
What is going on?
You just left the room in the middle of me being distressed to talk to my now ex-boyfriend. How could you?
Jenny? Betty! I was just making sure Aaron knew how I felt about your breakup. And
We heard everything, Kathy.
From where? The hall? What, you just came from the other... What? How is it that in this show you can not hear a conversation that happens 2 meters away from you, but you can hear something when you're coming down the stairs across a building?
Magic.
Don't play dumb. I heard what you said. I heard you confess to him. Not only that, the notes, Kathy.
look, let's calm down and try to
Wait,
work
did she
through
even
this,
get a note?
Oh, no, Jenny got several notes, yeah.
Okay?
Or, or at least one. She got one note at the very least.
She got one note.
First off,
So-
Jenny,
Like, she just confirmed notes, so she probably got several. Not as many as aphmau, though.
you're my friend, and I still love you.
You told me you didn't even care about him. That he wasn't your type.
I just said you are my friend. Why would I tell my friend who's crushing on the same guy that I was crushing too?
The one sentence you said that makes sense so far.
That's just rude.
What?
I didn't want to hurt Jenny if I could help it.
Other than, insulting her, which is far more rude, but whatever.
I wasn't expecting her to go up and just confess to him.
I would love it if Aaron, during this scene, he's not been in frame for any of these shots. I would love it if we just cut to a wide shot again, and he's just gone. He just left the scene entirely.
Actually, that would be funny. It's like, yeah, that's a bunch of that's a bunch of hot garbage. I'm not going to touch that.
Thing. But the problem eventually took care of itself, didn't it?
Which is what. Okay, there we go. All right. What was that slap sound? It's like you flick a pen lid or something.
Kathy, what's gotten into you? You're such an idiot. Don't you know the pain and suffering you've caused?
You're lecturing me? You were so obsessed with Aaron that you didn't even care about the other people who were interested in him. You didn't even
I mean, yeah, because that's not her problem.
realize what I was doing. You probably even wanted me to do this. Why don't you think we don't see Diana around Aaron anymore?
Because the writers forgot about her?
You did this to her too?
That's right. And the general public is so thirsty for gossip since nothing exciting ever happens. So they were so quick to believe
Yeah, no, nothing exciting. I don't know. Needs more Meat for Scout cookies.
rumors about anyone. As long as it made them feel better about themselves. Not only that, but did you even care about Aaron? You never let him talk, and you never let him be around others.
He barely ever talked. That was one of the things that Jenny was trying to encourage him to do in the first place.
You're just as bad as me.
That's enough. Kathy,
Don't make me raise my monotone voice.
we're going to the dean's office.
You can't make me. Ow!
Aaron
At
is.
least you can. Okay. Alright then.
Betty?
Meanwhile, Aaron is still there. Why didn't
Yeah.
he just leave?
He's just there, just standing you know what? Fine, I'm gonna see how this plays out. Alright then, sure.
Oh, God. Aaron, why? What? Are you seriously eating chips?
I went out of popcorn.
Wanna try me?
Why are you so much stronger than you look?
Kathy, I'm disappointed in you.
I thought she was going to say, Kathy, I eat a lot of food. Where do you think it all goes? Anyway.
Not
Actually,
only
no,
is
that
the
makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
She eats a lot of food, so she has a pretty. So I'm guessing she has a pretty high metabolism.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you know, to keep that figure, yeah, definitely.
person, but as a friend.
To keep what figure? Square? Oh yes, I'd like to like the only body type in this series, square. There's probably a slightly oblong square. We
Mhm.
have taller square, we have shorter square, we also have a thicker square.
Oh my goodness, that's right. I forgot body types. That's nothing you could do with VUP. Whatever. Again, having so many ideas and concepts. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. That's true. I think actually Jess confirmed somewhere, according to Aiden, that aphmau character aphmau is canonically chubby. Like, or at least a little chubby. I don't actually know how much to quantify that or how much she quantified that in the series itself or was supposed to be. But yeah. So I guess body types exist in universe, so who knows? Maybe Betty is just dummy thick and we have no idea. We'll never know. Oh, then of course there's Lucinda. I forgot about Lucinda and the references to her body and such that we've got.
Yes.
Yeah, well. I'm sure you
Anyway,
haven't.
let's continue. No need to talk about Lucinda here.
About me!
We'll be taking this to the dean's office, Kathy.
The shuffle backwards.
Hey, Aaron.
Jenny, I'm sorry for...
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the way I was to you. The truth is, after talking to Betty and hearing Kathy just admit to what she did, I realized that I was more so in love with the idea of you and not really into you as a person.
This would be a very interesting idea of like the call out of, you know, just the dark, ripped and mysterious this guy that people seem to pine for, and how that doesn't always manifest in reality for people once they actually get to know the person.
Okay.
Well, for the fact that it's Aaron, and this is clearly aphmau's type in the first place, so it kind of
I'm also gonna say, wait. Hold up. You spent a whole study session getting to know Aaron for who he is. I
Yeah.
bet that was before your impromptu character 180.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
Where did that go? Where did that go? aphmau, is your writing room on fire? Did you lose the documents in that fire, and that's why her character is so inconsistent?
I already have an event that's referenced as the Exodus. We don't need to do we have to add Alexandria on top of that now?
Yeah, the burning of the Library of Alexandria, which some
Exactly.
said didn't even exist.
Oh my goodness. As you know, I set the Great Library of Alexandria on fire, which most said didn't exist after the flames. But, you know, of course.
I could tell.
I think I have some things to think about when it comes to love. So,
I mean, just watch episode 21 again.
if this counts for anything, I'm really sorry about what I put you through.
I accept the apology. I just don't want to go through that again.
Yeah. Well,
God, this was so easy. You know, Kathy gets caught immediately. The first two people that show up on the scene, one of them takes us to the dean's office, and that's all done. And now this scene that's been lingering over them is just like, again, cleared up by one honest conversation.
Like,
see
let's
you
face
around.
it, most of the problems in MyStreet could have been cleared up by one honest conversation.
Maybe that,
You know,
maybe that's
except the
one-
thing with the Guardian Forces. There isn't enough conversation in the world to fix that amount of stupid.
Oh no, well, I mean, also they weren't really in control of their actions most of the time. I think that might be the one thing that Xavier has over Kathy. as far as villainous plots go, because with him, he's not going to listen to anyone because that's just who he is. And he probably also wouldn't be as easily restrained by Betty. Although, wait, maybe he would actually.
Yeah, we have no idea Betty's power level.
I'm practically wearing a scouter, so I can figure that out eventually.
Like, imagine Betty taking this guy to the dean's office only to realize he's technically not a student here.
Well, guess what? I can add, I can add props and VUPs, so I guess I can put a scouter on my VTube if I find a model. Anyway.
Jenny!
Huh?
Wait, is that? No.
It's
Run,
Mac.
run, Mac,
Mac.
run. Run, Mac. I promise she's not
I saw
worth
Betty.
your time.
Yeah.
Betty and Kathy. I think they're in some kind of fight.
What do you mean?
I guess he couldn't hear from far away. Now we're back to normal MyStreet physics.
Well, Betty was holding Kathy's arms back, and Kathy was shouting some pretty mean things.
Where were they headed?
Like, I
Towards
could
the-
just, like, go, like... I can
Where were
just...
they headed? Did she ask where they were headed after Betty said twice she was going to the dean's office? Did Jenny just really... My goodness.
Yeah, of course, the dean's office would be at the administration building. Idiot.
Yeah, but the fact that she even asked where they're going after Betty
I know,
announced
but
twice...
she knows where they're going.
This is what I was saying before about the exposition with aphmau. It's like she thinks that people are so stupid that they can't remember like 2 minutes ago.
Campus office.
Then I better go join them.
Is everything okay?
Well, now that you brought that to my attention, I didn't just overhear it myself. I better go join them.
Yeah, just... a friend turned out not to be a friend.
Oh,
Well, she
I'm
was a
sorry.
friend, but she was a friend, but you guys just became infatuated with the same guy at the same time,
Which
having the same
yeah.
yandere mentality. To be honest, Mac, run. She has too many red flags.
Yeah, what's the counter at now, actually?
I think it's somewhere in the 40s. I don't know. I lost count between streams.
Oh no.
hey, if there's anything I can do to help, I can be here to help you.
That's sweet of you, Mac. Hey, would you mind walking with me to the campus office?
Really? I mean, sure. That's not creepy, right?
She is
No,
creepy.
It's not.
Well, no, she's creepy. He's asking if he is.
Not if I'm inviting you. Come on.
Now that the other option is off the table, I guess you'll have to do.
You know, that now you've cleared out all of that rubbish. Here's the real conflict.
I need to get evidence.
It's heading in the... Okay.
Once he's
I love how he just, like, starts panting, like, after he's already, like, reached the door. Gotta love sound mixing.
exposed up.
Okay, hold on a second. What have we got here? We've got DVDs. Let's see. Jurassic Park was out at the time. Ghostbusters, yes. Tron, yes. Nightmare Before Christmas, yes. Jaws, yes. Back to the Future, also, yeah. And stuff, you know, yes, fantastic. You've created a set of DVDs that people will recognize that were out at the time this was set. Well
Actually,
done.
no. I think that's I think that's from a mod and those movies pre-rendered on there.
Well, they still were out at the time, so...
Yeah, but from my point of view, aphmau doesn't get points, but the model creator does. Good job, model creator.
Yeah, good job, model creator, for unintentionally avoiding a plot hole in a series that you didn't know was going to be involved in. And speaking of models, Hmm.
I'm looking
Oh,
at this
God.
file. It says proof on it, but you know what it says to me?
Proof of what?
Stupid. That file does not say proof, it says stupid.
It says MacGuffin to me.
MacGuffin.
No. Yeah!
I hired you to keep an eye on my son,
Well, he did technically do that.
and all I find is evidence of you trying to prove he's something he's not.
Something he's not!
Uh,
You took
I do love the fact that Derek just hired a bunch of guards that don't know about the secrets. A bunch of human guards, no doubt, that don't know about the secrets, considering Agent R, I don't think, is werewolf.
told me!
Take him away.
No! No!
Does he have the authority to arrest him like that? These are like private hired agents, right? Can they even do that? Okay, I guess they can. Well, that's resolved. Great. We're halfway through this video and both of the villains have been apprehended. Great. What else is that? Well, well, here's our third antagonist, I guess.
Now all three of our antagonists. Wait. I just realized all three of our antagonists are being dealt with in one episode. aphmau. aphmau.
Yep.
Sir, what was that about?
Nothing. He's an agent gone mad. That's all.
We found a folder that said proof and has constant references to you being an Ultima because we definitely read that file as like the first thing we would have done. Because it was labeled proof. Do you want to elaborate on that, sir? No, of course not. Look over there. Whoosh, knocks him out.
Such a shame, too. He had done great work here.
What do
Like what? What did he do?
you mean? He allowed Aaron to.
Look at this.
Oh, that kind of proof.
Recent evidence of Aaron out and about. Sir, without Xavier or Agent R, you'll need to assign a new agent to watch over him.
What do you mean a new? There were several of them. There were only just like 2 of them on a team. That's why Agent R had to coincide like the rosters that and tell Aaron when he was going to be on duty because he wasn't there 24/7. Like that was the whole reason. There are several other people who could fill this position.
This is stupid.
Yep.
Yes, but I can take care of the problem at the root as well.
I can just throw my son out of a window. There, no more issue.
This is the problem with 3 antagonists in one episode.
Oh, now we get the sad music and not the upbeat stuff. Aaron, I've been oh, come on, my camera freezes right before I'm going to do a visual gag, really? I should have stuck with a VTuber.
Where were you?
I thought you left.
Where were you, Aaron?
I was in class. What's the big deal?
Aaron, I know what's been going on.
Oh, good, you know about the yandere thing then. Thank goodness. Oh, you mean the other thing. Let me just return my camera on and see if that does anything. Nope, it's still gone.
You can't hide it anymore.
What do you mean?
I know that under the eye of Agent R and Xavier that you've been sneaking around seeing people. You've been going out.
Well, look
What's
at
the issue with...
He is a human, and Agent R knows that social contact is necessary for the development of a healthy child.
that?
Or a healthy adult, for that matter.
The issue is that I got a call from the dean about a girl who caused issues because of you.
Okay, how did he get a call from the dean about a thing that has just been reported right now? Was there a time skip before Xavier's seen gathering evidence? Because those seem to be happening at the same time. So Derek would have had to have already been in the area. I guess he didn't. I guess he really didn't leave after last time. Maybe he just hung around. He was in the cafe the whole time or something, chatting it up with Luca with some coffee. Or I don't know. And also, did the dean not explain the issue behind that? Did he not elaborate? Just said, "Oh, I've had some trouble like involving your son." Bye. What kind of dean does that?
Do you not understand the situation that puts us in?
I mean, do you understand the situation? We even briefed on the situation. Again, I swear it's the same question.
Brings more attention to you. Exactly what we don't want.
I understand that it puts
Hey, it's not my fault I'm hot, says Aaron.
you in a situation to look bad.
That's it. I'm putting you on extreme lockdown. No more going out.
What? I won't!
No more going out. That was already the rule in the first place.
It's that, or I will remove you from your funding to even attend this school.
That's...
I will remove you from your entire inheritance. You need to be under control. You need someone to watch you.
Because you're not gonna be the one that does it, are you?
You?
I have someone who actually watches out for me.
Who?
Oh, well, I did, till you fired him.
Agent R.
That agent has been relieved of his duties.
What?
You don't need someone like him watching over you.
What, do you think you need a father figure? Bah! Like, that's important.
I am the greatest father you're ever gonna get, apparently.
Which is not saying much at all.
Aaron, I don't think you're the caged bird you think you are. You're free to have your own opinions, your
Well,
own
no,
desires,
he isn't.
and your own wants.
Enough is enough!
What?
I'm done being under your control. I'm done with this entire thing!
Where are you going, Aaron?
That's a good question. Where is he going? All of his stuff is still there.
Aaron? Get back here this instant, or so help me, you are...
Keep your money! I don't need it or you! I'm tired of being caged up.
Look at him. He's angry, but he hasn't got the eyes.
I'm tired of being under your control. I'm old enough to make my own decisions for myself. And I've decided that I want nothing to do with you or this family. I'll make my own way for myself.
I gotta go my own way.
Shouldn't Derek technically be proud of that moment since he technically controlled his eyes while being confrontational?
Like Derek's smart enough to realize that connection. Also, I'm just gonna have to change one thing over here. Do a certain thing. Make sure that this is sorted out. So I have this camera that's gonna work. And okie dokie. And one final Levi drink to one Aaron Lycan, independent man.
I don't have a drink, but I'm gonna give him a thumbs up.
Okay, back to nothing because my other camera's like facing in a different direction. So actually, I can just face this way. Yeah, okay, all right, I'll do it that way. Nope, that's wrong. That's the wrong button. Two years later. So I guess aphmau didn't drop out after all. Okay.
Wow, aphmau does have a degree in whatever she was studying.
Absolutely. Yep. Something. I don't think she even picked her major yet, so I don't know.
Like, usually, like, I don't know, but I think picking a major is a TV thing. Because usually, when you enter college, you already are supposed to have your major in mind.
See, that's what I thought, but I just saw
That-
that so many times. I was like, is that an American thing that you just like go to college to study beer until you think of an idea?
No, but you can, like, enter college for one thing and then be like, oh, I don't like what I'm studying and switch what your
Oh
major
yeah, you can do that here too. You can, yeah.
Like, it's expensive, but you can
Yeah,
do
just
it.
because. Yeah. I've known a few people who've done that, or have started off doing like 2 things and then switch to one, or they change one of them and not the other. I don't know. I get that at least, but it's like, why on earth? That never made sense to me. So I'm glad that you've clarified that.
Yeah, like usually when you enter college, you have to have an idea for your degree in mind. That's the whole thing your classes are based around.
Yeah.
You can't go to study nothing.
Hmm.
In that case, why are you even going to college?
I don't know.
It's
But here's
cheaper to self-study at that point.
exactly.
Hey there!
Aph, you're early.
You said to come by around 3 p.m., right?
No, really, you are genuinely early. You're about 5 years early in terms of the plot of the big move.
Yeah?
It's 3
Pretty sure, right? Because it's like, yeah, 2008, 2 years later, 2010. So yeah, exactly, yeah. You're 5 years early. What do you know? 5-year gaps that just seem to be a thing.
p.m.
What?
That's
I
because
must
the
have
aphmau
overslept.
timeline is fucking broken.
Of course.
Well, if you need me to come by another time,
But not
I
as
don't
broken
mind.
as Lion Gate.
No, which bricks its own timeline. One episode to the next. aphmau only spaces that out by a few months or years.
No. It's just, I've been working night shifts, so things have been getting a little crazy. Come on in.
Well, aphmau's been doing night shifts too. Or she's not got that job yet.
I don't think she has that job yet.
Ah.
What job? Whatever job she has, we literally never find out. FNAF Night Guard? Maybe?
Mm-hmm. There's that one comment that used to be on episode 1. The said job might be FNAF, but it was been gone for like 7 years now.
Wow. Nice place.
I never actually watched the full aphmau FNAF videos. I should do that.
Is it much?
Like, the series is... Okay, let me give you a non-spoiler right quick. They're good,
Okay.
but they end on a cliffhanger and the series is never picked up again.
Oh, wow, I've never heard that story with aphmau before.
There's literally 5 episodes. There's a 5-episode mystery. There we go, short and sweet. It is never resolved.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, alright.
Here, I brought you this plant. I thought it would be a nice housewarming gift. I mean, I know you managed to get this place a few months ago.
I read a
but-
wiki how about housewarming gifts, and it said flowers like right on the front page.
Hey, you know, at least not bowl of fruit like in season 1.
No, I really appreciate it. It'll add more to the place. What?
It's just been a long time since I'd seen you in person. You look good.
That's way better than their first reunion, like episode 1 of this. Or graduation days when they like barely saw each other.
Thanks. So, how's college going?
Going into my final semester this upcoming winter. Really
Oh,
excited
no.
about it.
Wow,
glad.
she went to college for 3 years. 4 years?
That's why I would, yeah.
Oh, by the way,
In which case, she has a master's. She's going to have a master's degree in whatever the heck she's studying.
here.
Huh? What the?
Surprise! I used the plant as a distraction.
Wow.
This is...
I know. It's probably too much, but don't worry.
I'm surprised he hasn't like got one already after this, but it's been 2 years since the whole blow up with Derek, so it's not like he's going to be in control of that anymore.
It's used and refurbished, and you're on a small plan that I'm going to pay for. At least until you can get up on your own.
I, a college student, be paying for someone else's data plan. That's very generous, aphmau.
Remember when you were in college and how I kept telling you I was gonna help you get a
Like,
phone?
we.
Well,
I assume that aphmau has a college job on campus or something.
Potentially.
Have owned up to my promise.
Like, let's just assume that after this, aphmau doesn't have a mountain of college debt.
Yeah. Well, she's clearly she could afford to pay the most rent on that one on the house in season 1, which means she probably doesn't have that much outstanding debt to begin with, or at least not as much as Kate and Kawaii-chan. Either that was just works at a higher paying facility anywhere, not sure what. Because again, we get no free reference, so who knows?
Who knows? Like, let's.
I'm sorry. It's too much.
Hold on. Yeah.
Okay. Let's just assume that aphmau has no outstanding rent by the time of the first episode of The Big Move.
Mm-hmm.
And aphmau can afford the luxury of paying the most on the rent.
Yeah. She probably planned it before moving, but yeah.
I'm going to guess that the Ruan government has a debt plan. In which case, Ruan would be more habitable than modern day America.
Fair enough. Yeah. I was gonna say,
It's like some other parts of the world where you get uni for free.
There is that too.
No, it's not. I just
In which
wasn't
case,
expecting it.
that's great. I want to live in this fictional world now.
Well, I mean, clearly this is not going to get uni for free, because that's why Derek was holding the tuition fee over Aaron's head.
Honestly, I really needed one. And this
Like
came in
that,
time.
or we'd be so behooved to think that aphmau got a free ride.
Maybe her 4 years as Alpha gained her a scholarship. I have no idea. Whatever.
Would that kind of thing get you a scholarship?
I have no idea. To be perfectly honest, I'm surprised. The real person I'm surprised who can pay for an extra data plan is Jeremy, because he does that for Aelita, really. But so, whatever.
Thank you so much.
No problem at all.
Jeremy, I understand. His parents clearly got dough.
Well, yeah, his parents have got dough, but how does he explain... Actually, wait a minute, I just realized something. Yeah, no, because, like, Michel Belbois would have definitely been up for helping Jeremy pay a data plan for a phone he's going to give to a girl. I just remembered. Yeah, of
My
course he
son has a girlfriend? I'm so proud of my little genius.
Exactly.
He doesn't get out much. I need to give him all the help I can.
Wanted to help you, since you were always there for me before.
Thank you. Huh? What's that?
Oh, right. Last thing. This box? It was given to me by a man who went by the name of, R?
How did you forget one letter?
Huh?
I didn't ask, but I remember him from campus my freshman year. He had pointy sunglasses and, like, this flame shirt on. Anyway,
Which I guess he just kept as his style now. I mean, why not?
he wanted me to give you this.
Actually, no, that
For
makes
me?
sense. You pick a style you like, and you just ride that until it stops looking good.
Yeah, I guess. It's very Grandpa Max of him. That's right, don't pick out the box or anything, just open it on the ground. Of course, it's the picture. And what looks like a missing texture, but is actually just a very black laptop.
All my stuff
Tell me that doesn't look like the void. It's coming out.
from college.
That is the void. It looks like everything's going to collapse into a singularity, and that laptop is going to be the source.
Yeah.
Was the
Thanks,
texture
Agent R.
file replaced? It looks like the texture file was probably lost in transition, and
I
they
think
had
it's
to
just like a
replace it.
I think it's just like very, very, very black. I think that's what it is.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Just remembering stuff.
So, why don't you give me the grand tour of the place?
Oh, this is my kitchen counter.
Ooh, fancy.
And over here is where I look out the window.
Like, of course.
Yeah. Hold on. Okay, again, I'm under strict instructions never to like pause during that outro. By
Yeah,
Maya.
I know. Maya is big into the outro music. That's like one thing people remember hardcore in anything is the music, because it's actually
Yes.
the music that triggers the emotional response.
Yeah.
That's why I'm reaching out to you for custom music, and that's why I want to be a part of the process. I at least want to see how music done, because I'm stupid.
I was gonna say I might not be the ideal person because my background is mostly in parodies and having like sourced royalty-free music for ages, so
Hey, if
might not be
not
as
that,
glamorous as you
I
think.
could probably go to Fiverr, and because I could get probably music for up to $5.
It does depend, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah.
We'll see. I have to go back and like look at those instructions again. Well, not the instructions. I mean the the examples that you sent. All right. So we finally reached the end of Falcon Claw University, and what a journey it has been. That's for sure. So it now comes the time when I finally give an answer to that question that I posed in episode 1 here. Is it going to stand out? Is it going to be the underrated gem that it could have been, or was it really the thing that is the worst and most unnecessary part of the story of MyStreet? Well, it's complicated still, because considering like what vague stuff I remembered about how it went down, my position hasn't really changed too much on it. I am leaning a bit more now, having seen how it really, really quickly tore itself apart.
I could have done with. Yeah, my gut feeling was right the first time. I could have done without watching this season.
Okay, but that being said, remember all of the things that we really enjoyed about this. The first few movie dates that happened. I mean, anything really up to the beach episode. The fact that Jenny actually started off as someone who was interested in Aaron, but was also still willing to commit to helping out the new freshman and the I guess even the potential applicants who might even come to Falcon Claw after that time. She's still even if Aaron wasn't chosen for that after that time, she's still decided to go through with all of that and kept up a lot of those friendships going forward. And then, yeah, I guess this became a bit more solitary after the fact that, Diana was chased off, and I guess he took Ken with her because Ken only really hung out with anyone because of Diana. aphmau became isolated, so she kind of went back to square one, really, but that wasn't really by choice necessarily. That was just, well, that was all Kathy, really. And as well, the mystery of Kathy. I mean, you guessed that rather quickly going into the first parts, but actually looking back for a second time and seeing how many hints there actually were to it being Kathy in the first place, and just like very small things that she would start doing that if you watch a second time, like, yeah, that's how ideally how to structure a mystery. Have a few bits in there that you wouldn't notice on the first time. Be like, that's just nothing, that's whatever. But then realize, oh, that's why that felt just ever so slightly off before.
Like, to be honest, there really should have been 2 seasons of this.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
really should have been, because there are like what, 3 antagonists. There's Derek, there's that other guy, I already forgot his name, and then there's Kathy.
Xavier. I know he's such a great focus. Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
even then, he's such a nothing. He's such a nothing of a character.
Kathy had more impact on the plot than Xavier ever did, and she was mostly off screen doing her things.
Like I kind of like that about Kathy. Like
Yeah.
we should have had 2 seasons of this because aphmau went to college for 4 years, and Aaron went to college for 2.
Oh no, he was there for he was there for quite some time. He might have actually been there for 4 or 5. Now I think about it, because I mean he left he left once aphmau was well, obviously aphmau's sophomore year, but he was already there in college, and then fast forward 3 years to her graduation, so he's still there. He apparently also was held back for a year, so yeah, I guess 3 or 4 at the least.
Hold on. 6+ years. That means Aaron technically has a master's degree in technological stuff.
Well, he had to repeat a year, so maybe not. Maybe just has the regular old degree in technological stuff.
Regular
But
degree.
either way,
Bachelor
still be helpful, I guess, assuming that he finished his last year at all to begin with. Maybe he was able to apply for financial aid, for the minor bit that he had left.
Yeah.
Which shouldn't have been too much considering where we are in the story. Oh well. Anyway, point is that it had mystery, it had intrigue, and it had a slew of really fun characters. That's really the best part about Falcon Claw University, was how many characters introduced. Like, not all of them, because obviously Xavier's the thing. But I mean, remember how brilliant it was to see Kathy and Diane. Well, not Kathy, sorry. Well, even Kathy, Betty, Diana, Ken, Mac when he would occasionally show up, Luca, as well as Caitlin. All those people, when they were around and plot relevant, they were really fun to be around. Like, I'm glad that aphmau got to actually write some new characters in that weren't just the same ones over and over again, and it still worked, and people still kept watching. Maybe that's part of why it feels like it's pointless, because those characters' stories don't carry on further. But that really also basically the question of where you draw the line with this kind of stuff, because on one hand, most of MyStreet, like the show in general, doesn't end up serving the big plot that Aiden preaches about, fast forwarding to the demon warlock's plan and everything. Not really. It's
this doesn't serve the demon. This doesn't serve the demon warlock's plan at all. Like,
no.
But it is like a fun aside. We know that there's people suspicious about the Ultima. Now we know there's even more suspicious people.
Doesn't that technically make it more relevant to what Aiden refers to as the big story than anything in the first 3 seasons does? Maybe 2.
Technically, but let's face it, his character can be obliterated almost immediately and solve half the problems this series has in the general writing department.
Mm-hmm. According to some people, like Akira, for instance, Aaron's character was obliterated during this part, in addition, just because of the way that he ended up becoming. And yes, that was one thing towards the beginning of Falcon Claw that you picked up on, especially. Oh wait, no, it was graduation day, so it was really apparent. But a bit of Falcon Claw, actually. Pre-movie date Falcon Claw, where his awkwardness was amped up to such a degree that it was actually that it was incredibly annoying. Yes, exactly.
Painful.
Yeah.
Like, aphmau, honey, where did you get in your head to write anxiety like that?
Oh my goodness. I think I figured it out now. I know why, like, my big mystery that wasn't Aiden's question. My big mystery was why, despite the fact that I really enjoyed Falcon Claw University when I first watched it, not all of it, obviously, but the vast majority, why was it so unmemorable versus where the other MyStreet seasons stick out so much? And it actually came a bit from a conversation I think with Maya a while ago, where we were talking about like the varying qualities of the different seasons and why certain things were like our favorites versus our least favorites and stuff. And Maya rated season 2 way above what I did, for the same reason most people rate season 4 way above what I did, the ending. I remember that a while ago I heard that people remember the beginning and the end of something much more strongly than they ever do the middle parts. And that's true for a lot of MyStreets, where you get like the big setup and everything, and there's a few like really powerful episodes, like especially like in season 3, for example, there were those 5 episodes that I consider to be practically perfect MyStreet episodes, based on what the series was and even sometimes would become. And then you have the ending, which still really stands out, like actually was like built up to. I mean, even season 2's ending, it stands out because it's it's the evolution of aphmau and Aaron's budding relationship, and it has like everything that it was like had in the season coming back to it. And then season 1, of course, the anime convention, legendary. Season 4, obviously even more legendary, the part that makes everyone think that it's their favorite. Season 5, I guess, again, the same. We get the reunion of Aaron and aphmau after aphmau's year, that turbulent time. And the parts of the revelation of the Ultima. And then season 6, well, I guess that's meant to be seen, really, but from what I can say, yeah, that's probably has like that's the most action-packed cold opening, and an increase in the budget and visuals right off the bat, as well as, of course, the one they ending with the most long-lasting consequences. They're still being debated because it still hasn't continued. Falcon Claw University. Well, I say finished up high as well. Just like with people like in the past, and then aphmau and Aaron, like the prom and everything, and then their whole thing. Season 2, they're like in tandem with the Emerald Secrets at the end and everything. It would be the one. Yeah, that's the thing. Falcon Claw University, it's not as memorable because it's backwards. It does that backwards. It has a bad start, a bad finish, and a great middle. I haven't even mentioned Nekoet, my favorite MyStreet character. Obviously, that's going to sway my opinion a lot more. And of course, a few great plush scenes as well. And even Terra. I've got to mention Terra in here too. Yeah, so and that all comes in from the middle part. Most people would consider to be filler, even though it has like the most with the mystery and everything. It's just those people existing and, going back into almost the classic MyStreet template of these people are living their lives and we're being entertained while watching them. We don't need it to be super lore focused necessarily. And yet, because of the way that was handled, it's the beginning and the end that always stand out, and that's why people keep on saying they hate it so much. I think that's it.
But you gotta admit, this season in particular did have a stinker.
That's the thing. All MyStreet seasons have their stinkers. I mean, we've reviewed basically all of them at this point. We've reviewed basically everything MyStreet at this stage.
Well, basically everything MyStreet, but there is yet to be the final season that has ever been produced of any of this.
Okay, yeah, but even that's got some stinkers. I reviewed those like when they came out, and yeah, it was one of my first ever negative reviews of anything. Once again, episode 6, because it's always episode 6 apparently.
It's always episode 6, except in this one it was episode 7. Like, you gotta admit, they kind of midway through Falcon Claw in particular, they kind of dropped the plot ball, in my opinion.
Well, I don't know, because again, midway through Falcon Claw was when the rumors started emerging, and those things gradually got worse and worse. And Aaron's social circle started growing, and he had more troubles with that. So even on a plot level, yes, that was where the most intensity was, because that was where, I mean, even when the stakes actually technically got higher, it didn't feel higher afterwards.
Like, I think this Falcon Claw University suffers from the problem of too many antagonists.
Yes, it does. But I think, yeah, the main thing is people don't remember it as much is because it has a bad ending and a bad beginning. Or at least a subpar beginning at that. So yeah. Gonna have to make that into a video essay at some point. Might throw that one past Akira's way, see what he thinks. I don't know. But what I do know is that I'm pretty sure that's finally answered my question. And just to clarify what Aiden said before, yes, you are also right about Falcon Claw to an extent. Not to the extent where I say it's pointless, because you could say that argument for a lot of MyStreet, but
Like, I
at the
wouldn't
very least
say
it entertained before the parts that actually were enjoyable.
I wouldn't say, like, I wouldn't go as far as to say Falcon Claw University bad. I would go as far as to say Falcon Claw University could use some work.
Yes.
Because Falcon Claw bad doesn't quite hit the issues nor the strengths this particular season has.
Yeah, it's never that simple with any of these things. Even the stuff that people remember fondly as being perfect, all the stuff they remember as being like terrible, there's always that silver lining in there. Need more of that internet discourse, actually. Just going through the good and the bad. Everyone takes like a huge stance about these things. But oh well, I'm sure that everyone's already formulated their own conclusions, and possibly with some of these reviews, I would say, have we changed people's minds? Probably not. We probably just sent it to them the first time, quite honestly, because a lot of people just watch these reviews of the actual show. Which, by the way, watch the actual show, but yeah,
Support the original creator, please.
exactly.
A lot of time and effort goes into making these, and even though aphmau may or may not be making more in the future, yet to be decided by even aphmau herself, it's still good to like support the original creator, give some love to the original artwork.
Absolutely, and give an underrated but definitely underutilized series a bit more love. That will go a long way. All right, now the matter of one last thing I have to mention. I forgot to say, Chris is credited as Derek twice in the description before I carry on, because I was going to go to the description and say that the next episode was going to be May the 5th, same time, same as 5 years later. But actually, depending on how overwhelming it gets with Pixel Month and with the 2 videos that my job is actually asking me to edit for the month of April, as well as with Gacha Review, depending on how much like that goes into the channel, I might actually put a pause on the idea that I had. But actually, I was going to say maybe look at some of the other aphmau roleplays, not with MyStreet 5 years later. Maybe I'll do a series that's like 5 years plus or something. So going back to look at maybe like Mod World, or the FNAF thing that I never saw, or Mermaid Tales, or Royal Tale. Realm Royals. And actually, well, making those and putting those out as like regular premieres afterwards. So maybe like someday I'll just end up making a big like summons somewhere on Discord, where I'll just be like, hey, people want to talk about some of these episodes. I'll be going through these, and then come in and we'll just like record them in bulk or something, and then I'll release them separately. that's my plan, I think, for right now. Maybe I'll do it like a 5+ to like just to bridge the gap, because after 5 years later kind of stopped, well, I had to replace that with with streaming every day, which has, for better or worse, has impacted the way things run here. So not only is it better on me personally, but also the good old channel analytics, because I'm trying to get to that extra like 1/10 of the way there to monetization. That's all I've got left. So the more eggs I've got in my basket for that, the better. Eggs that work, you know, not the rotten eggs. That's a weird metaphor for YouTube stuff, but you get what I'm saying. So I guess stay tuned for that. Sometime, someplace, more than 5 years later. That's how to mangle a phrase, everyone. But either way, until then, please leave a like or dislike, because your opinion matters. And subscribe if you haven't already. Follow if you haven't already if you're watching on Twitch right now. And on that note, subscribe to Ghosty as well. And until next time, farewell.